Called Traders Activity and your ROI, and we're probably mostly going to talk about trader inactivity and your ROI, because that's the reality of the business that we're in. So Graeme is joining me to talk about how difficult it is to get traders involved with trading, and I'm here to fill in on how do we improve that process, because once we get our traders in, we need to keep them trading for long enough to learn and to get comfortable with how they're trading. Less than 5% of demo accounts actually convert to live accounts, and we've done some interesting experiments around how we can try and improve that. So we're going to talk you through that today.
So we've worked out, as Anne's got on the slide there, that only 5% of traders navigate the first 100 trades. But as a broker, it can cost us, depending on region, $500 to bring in and onboard a new account, marketing, compliance. Now, if we're charging them a commission and we're making, say, $5 a trade, in $100 they've paid us $500 in commission, and 95% of them have left. So this is actually a business where the customer is losing, he's not enjoying. The brokerage is taking all that work to onboard them for no upside. So what we got together with Anne and Chasing Returns to do is to try and actually engage with those traders, increase the longevity, increase the activity, and ultimately if we can come up with some sort of successful, happy traders, then we're going to have a good business.
So what we're all about is guardrails, right? New traders and traders who are not yet successful are just falling off cliffs left, right and center. And we all know humans are not designed to be good traders, right? Your success is 10% about your strategy, it's 30% about your money management, and it's actually 60% about your psychology, right? We are not our own good friends in terms of trading. And that's the experiment that we did with the trading competition. So do you want to talk a little bit about the setup of the competition?
Yeah, so one of the problems you have when you introduce a new tool, when you're trying to get traders to break the bad habits of a lifetime, you actually have to get them to engage. And it's really hard to get traders to engage in what you're doing. If it's something new, people like the familiar, even if it's not working for them. So what we did was we did a nifty little competition. We got a few of the new iPhones, bribed people to come in and have a look at it. But then actually we got some great data out of that. And I think, already we had more than 50% of the people that were trading were, finishing with good results. We had a few people already coming on and doing now sort of real business with us after this.
So let me just tell you a brief bit about what we did. So Chasing Returns has a product called Playmaker, right? And it's about helping with trading discipline. So really simply, it's about protecting your trading capital, and it's about managing every trade, right? So we set up, it was 10,000 euro accounts, dollar accounts, and we gave everybody a daily limit of $500. We gave them a stop loss limit of 100, and we also monitored trading too much in terms of open trades, and we asked them to stop trading if they had a losing streak, right? And then the way we incentivized them was, if they kept to their rules, if they didn't keep to their rules, they were penalized on their profits for the day, right? So you actually got a discipline adjusted P&L score, and the winners were discipline adjusted, right? So let me talk about the results, or maybe you would like to talk about the results.
Yeah, so we had a good number of traders sign up. The competition went for 2 weeks. They were all obliged to use the Chasing Returns Playmaker tool, and if they didn't follow the rules that gave them, they were penalized. So it wasn't simply about making the most money, but maybe you took the most risk or you were undisciplined. It was all about making sure they followed the discipline. And what was amazing is that 65% of traders made money. Anyone who runs a brokerage will know that that's not a usual statistic. So it was very out of the ordinary. And in fact, those that showed high discipline, which before this we maybe didn't know actually meant profits, showed the best, most sort of consistent profits across the 2 weeks. So we've now got a really nice sort of case study we can share with other clients. We can use it as a tool to get them interested in the product, and even get some of them to use this like on a long-term basis to keep trading and trading profitable.
And so just as an example, learning to be disciplined doesn't come overnight, and actually even the winning traders on average, they only had perfect discipline 38% of the time, right? But there was a couple of differences. So the winning traders were disciplined more often than the losing traders, right? But in both cases, right, having 100% discipline pretty much guaranteed you to make money that day, right? So you had a 97% chance if you were a winning trader, and if you weren't a trader who was doing very well anyway, you were making money on those days. 87% of the losing traders made money if they kept their discipline.
Which I think that is almost the more amazing fact, that even the losing traders who couldn't turn a profit in 2 weeks, if they stuck to 100% discipline for the day, they were still more than 85% likely to finish up for that day. So it's a tough sell to get people to follow that. But just imagine if a broker that typically will see anywhere between sort of 60 to even 90% of accounts losing every month, if just half that number stuck to their discipline and turned profitable, you could create a brokerage that currently will run on the I must go out and market and bring in 1,000 accounts a month to replenish the 1,000 that lost money, to I'm gonna bring in 1,000 accounts each month and I'm gonna be doubling month 1 to 2 to 3. Is a really powerful tool for brokers, and also it's nice to be working with a product that is engaging and positive to the client. It's not just simply a gimmick to get them in the door.
So once we have them in the door, right, now we want to keep them for as long as possible. So just going to talk a little bit about the other chasing returns product that we work with together, which is called Game Plan. And so what Game Plan actually needs is it needs a history of trading, right? And so Chasing Returns over the last 3 years has put a lot of money into researching psychological metrics, right? So we do a lot of simple metrics around, are you better trading long versus short, are you better on Monday versus Friday, kind of stuff. But actually our psychological metrics show a huge amount of more edge. So for example, we look at the behavior after a winning streak, the behavior after a losing streak, kind of stuff, when people size up, when people trade more. Okay, so we've got about 100 metrics in the platform. And the idea of Game Plan is we look back at your history, because we know we can't predict the markets, but actually you can predict your own behavior, right? And what we do is we try and alert where you're strong and where you're weak. And so the idea of that is it generates better ideas for trading. When should I be trading? Why should I be trading? And where should I be trading, right? And that's what the Game Plan product does, right? And we've had really successful results in the long term. We've had traders who've never turned a profit, been profitable. A couple of our traders are on the platform almost a year, and they're consistently profitable now, even though years before that they'd never been able to do that. So if we look at some of the results around retention.
So I think everyone would say, okay, this is great, it's great for the end user, he's going to potentially, or she's going to have a great opportunity to increase her performance, but for a broker, there's obviously a cost to onboard every tool that we take. There's a cost of servicing that tool. So ultimately the bottom line is a broker is a broker. They want to transact. They want to encourage clients to trade. So it's not just about making the client sort of have more success. It's about making the broker have success as well. And one of the great things is this tool really aligned the brokerage's goal with the client goal. The client wants to make more money in a more controlled, less risky way. whereas the broker wants to see his volumes grow, build a bigger broker, charge some commissions. So we saw that actually when people use the tools, they followed the discipline, their volumes actually went up, and then when they were successful, their trade size went up as well. So suddenly we were seeing a client that might have come in and wanted to test our platform with a few $100s, was committed enough to put an investment in and stick with that for a period of time to see the results. So it was really sort of good for us as a broker to encourage our business, but we can also feel really good about it at the end of the day, that the client is walking away very satisfied with the service and the tools that we've given them.
Yeah, and from the psychological perspective, it's harder to fix bad habits than it is to make new good habits. So, and it's interesting that on the good habits, we see much more a bigger increase. So good habits increase by 70%, bad habits decrease, not as fast. So it's a long game, right? So what we're trying to do with traders is invest in their future one day at a time. You don't fix everything overnight, but really we give them the confidence, we give them the edge to know when is the right time to be trading, and that generates the trade IDs to keep them trading for the long haul. So that's where we're at. Any questions?
Okay, well, cheers for coming. It's a few of you here, so if you want to come up, ask anything in private, feel free to as well. We really appreciate the time, and yeah, it's been really good having the opportunity to talk to you all.
Thanks, Graeme. Thanks very much, everyone.